And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simcade. We're live for F1 2022. It is the last night of Monza. I mean, I'm sad to see it go, but, you know, it must come to an end. I'm joined, as always, by Dodo. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Good to be back, as usual.
Yes, it is. Apart from, it's absolutely boiling. I'm physically melting right now. But yes, not going to complain about the weather because we complain when it's cold, complain when it's hot, so we'll keep that complaining at that for now. But
got a nice tan though.
Oh yeah, it's that t-shirt tan line's getting yeah, it's pretty decent. So Monza, obviously we've had a great week of Monza. I know you missed out Tuesday's ACC, and I don't think you've done any Monza racing, have you, this week?
No, I had squadron commitments on Tuesday, so I couldn't. And then obviously I don't have a PS, so I couldn't do GT7. So it's been a shame to not participate, but I'm here to watch the last round of it, so I'm looking forward to it.
It is such a great iconic track. The only one gripe that I have with Monza is the curbs are like death.
Yes, they are definitely, especially in this game.
I mean,
you've got to hit them at just the right angle.
Even in all three games that we've played this week, all three games the curves have been, they've progressively got worse. And I feel like I'm glad that I'm not racing today, because I think this is the top tier of bad curbs. For I don't know if it's because they're so like the suspension's so stiff or it's weird. I don't know. It's just such a one of those.
Yeah, and the tricky thing is with this is you can gain time by cutting across some of the curbs.
Yeah.
But if you hit it at just the wrong angle, you're gonna be sent flying. So in qualifying, last run, we'll probably end up seeing them using a lot more of the track. But in the race, probably not going to take that risk.
Oh, and we've got rain. I wish that we had rain here. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
No, rain. A bit of a rain for quality. That's hello, Ostradel. How are we? That's a bit of a shock, actually. I was not expecting rain.
Yeah, now
and it's full wets as well.
Obviously, they've got the forecast for the race, which we don't have. So if it is dry in the race, they'll be running their really low downforce dry setups, which is going to make it horrible to drive in these conditions.
Yeah, no.
But if it's raining in the race, they'll probably switch to a higher downforce setup, I imagine.
I'm hoping that somebody's going to go into track at the moment, because it looks like they're all having a bit of a laugh with us and staying in the pits. I mean, I can talk for 17 minutes, but I'd rather get some action on the track.
I imagine that setup change is going on, as we have got someone coming out now.
Is it an Alpine?
Tauri?
Is it AlphaTauri? Yes, it is. Yes, my bad.
So that'll be either Simi or Golf.
I suspect it's going to be Simi. Yeah, it is. So he's the first one to hit the track, and these very strange. Oh, he's gone straight on at the near enough straight on already. So that's a good start.
Yeah, very difficult to pick the braking point
in the wet, and it's going to be super slippy as well.
Yep. As you can see on the dash on his steering wheel, if you go on board, the little number in the top right hand corner of the screen is how much fuel. He's got 5 laps worth in there, so he's clearly going for a couple of confidence laps first before he does his final flyer, which is exactly what I would do.
Yeah, it's a good spot though. Knowing that these tyres, if you the further you run, the more the faster you're going to get, the more confidence you're going to have on the track, because wet is all about confidence. You know, you can keep going round and you'll keep finding that little sliver of a tenth or two, a little bit more confidence and a bit more grip through each corner. Now, luckily, obviously we know this is just straights.
Yes, but obviously there's a couple of really low speed traction zones, especially at the first chicane, for example, which is really difficult to judge in these wet conditions. You'll be struggling for traction up until like 4th or 5th gear in these conditions. So it's going to be a massive balancing act. Who's got the featherweight right foot?
Yeah, you're correct there. Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see, the likes of the Rosa and Cornish probably sticking up somewhere near the top. There, you're going to be your two men, and Mons obviously would be the usual suspects. I think, from my past experience, Rosa's got quite a nice trigger finger when it comes to the throttle, so I suspect he'd be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, it's nice to see Rosa back, my old intercourse sparring partner. So see what he can do. And obviously, Rain is a great equaliser. So I'd love to see someone who's maybe not usually in that top three
And we have got
take it to the top three, boys.
we have got yellows. Sector 3. That's Cornish pointed the wrong way already, which is not where he wants to be.
No, he's going slow on the exit parabolic and letting everyone through as well. So that's going to hinder his lap. Obviously, this lap is not going to be anywhere near representative now.
No, definitely not.
Everyone's on track other than Jack and Stevie.
Do they know something that we don't?
Possibly. And Footy's in now as well into the pits.
I mean, the rain does look like it's coming down pretty hard, so I would suspect that it's going to be full wets for the remainder of the session.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. It doesn't look like it's going to transition to intermediates. Maybe they're waiting for a dead point of qualifying where there's not as many people on track, possibly.
A nice little short shift there from Rosa, going through the Lesmans.
Yeah. There he goes through Parabolica. Very careful on the throttle. He's got 8 laps of fuel on, so he's going for a long run. He's going to be careful on his ERS as he goes pole. Did you?
There we go. Sorry, I was just I was just messing around with something then. Apologies. There you go. Mons has now set the pace to the 6 tenths quicker than Rosa, which I reckon is where we're looking at him really, and we've got to see where Cornish has put in a bank lap. I know he had that issue coming from Parabolica, so did have the spin. So maybe this second lap is the lap that he needs. I think he's got a good few laps on board as well. He's got only 4 laps. So
yeah. I think we're going to see these times drop a lot. These will probably be quite slow compared to what we're going to have at the end of the session as the drivers build up their confidence.
yes, Polly looks like him and Mons are very close together. It's not really the sort of track and conditions that you really want to be stuck next to somebody, is it?
No, you don't want to be stuck in the spray, certainly, because that will impact your vision.
Yep. I think he's backed off there and he's let a couple of cars go through. He's let his teammate go through as well because I think he's on a push lap. So, yeah. So with the new game out tomorrow officially, like fully, obviously we had the Champions Edition out on Tuesday. Have you had your hands on it yet? Oh, Polly's out of the session as well. Just seen that.
Yeah, it looked like there's a crash between possibly a Williams and Polly there. Maybe it was Footy, I'm not 100% sure.
Let's see who's got damage. I don't think anybody's got damage. Oh, it's the Haas there in the background going wide again. Yes, it does look like Footy does have damage. She has right end plate damage, so not a great. As Cornish's second lap has vastly improved on his first.
Anyway, like you're saying, yes, I've been playing the new game, and I'm going to say it's such a vast improvement on F1 22. I've been loving it personally. The handling is great.
Yep.
You have to be so committed. It's so fun.
I got my hands on it on Tuesday for a bit. I think I had about an hour and a bit with the boys on Tuesday, and I was very impressed. I was more so impressed with the wheel. I don't think I've ever felt like I could race an F1 game with the wheel, but actually I feel like this game I've put the effort in. I really could.
Yeah, you feel a lot more connected this year, not like the cars floating.
Yeah, well,
like on other sims, it feels a lot more consistent.
Yeah, there used to be. Oh, apologies. There used to be a bit of a weird dead zone with 22. I think it's still in there, as we've got William the King has had enough with his lap. He's happy with his 131. Unless he's had an incident on track. Yes, I think he has. That's around the Lesmos, isn't it, that he's had an issue?
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he's retired on purpose.
Well, it is just stuck there. We are going to see Ros as the next car is cleared already. Anyway, where was I? Yes, with this game, you get halfway around a corner and the steering, the force feedback just totally disappears. But I think they seem to have fixed that, and it seems to be a bit more planted, which is good.
Definitely planted. For myself personally, my one lap pace isn't as strong on the new game yet, but my race pace is already stronger. I've just got so much more confidence. I think that'll be the same for everyone. Just being able to push a lot more because we have more confidence in what the car's going to do. It's a lot more predictable.
I think the one thing that I'm still waiting to see, and again we'll test this over the coming weeks. Oh, there's a nice little drifter. Can he hold it? Can he keep it away from the wall? Man, that's Ninja showing us how to Tokyo drift it. I hope that the race strategies are a bit more mixed than what they have been in this game. This game they've all been the same: hard, medium, medium, hard. It'll be nice to see, like you said, with the introduction of red flags, maybe, or you know, some tracks the deg being a lot lighter than others. You know, can we see the soft hard or a soft medium race and it stop being so dominant? The strategy being so dominant. That's what I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I'd be nice to see that. I can't obviously I can't comment on that at the moment because I've only done 25% races or lower, but yeah, that'd be nice to see, especially with red flags, and hopefully safety cars being a little bit more realistic and not so sensitive. The whole game just be more enjoyable to play. I think everyone's ready for a new game. I think now after having F1 22 for a year.
Well, you see, I remember back in 2020 and 21 when I first started doing the inter-services and you know all what we're doing now, how all this started. You used to be able to run a soft medium strategy. That was the way to do it. Then all of a sudden this game just seems to be pure dominant on the hard tyres seem to grip like a set of mediums, and the pace wasn't too different. So everybody just went for the consistent strategy. So it would be nice to see they've coded it differently this time, and it's a bit more, you know, I wouldn't say realistic because even in real life they seem to do that.
But I was just going to say that actually, like there can only be so much variation because in real life most races are a medium hard or
which is sad to
medium,
see.
So it is, but I guess it depends on whether you want the game to be realistic or you want it to be hectic.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it is the realism has to be in there, but it just always spices things up a bit for me. That was just for me. You know, that was just purely for me. I mean, it'd be nice to have a bit of variation. I think
with this game, the strategy variation will come from red flags and things like that, probably more than the tyre wear itself.
Hey Yuki's back, everybody. Welcome back, Yuki. I hope you are well on this fantastic Thursday. Well, it'd be afternoon for you, evening for us. And I mean, the more that we talk about this game, the more I get excited to get involved with races. The more I want to, as Ostradal puts himself up to P4, just matching Rosa and a couple of tenths behind Mons there. So impressive qualifying performance in the wet there from Ostradal. That's fantastic.
I'm quite surprised the times haven't come down very much. I was expecting us to be, you know, seeing purple after purple lap for quite a while, but it hasn't seemed to have happened. I mean, Mans is still on his banker lap. That's his first time. That's his best time as his first lap, which is really odd to see in a wet session. He's obviously on a lap now, so maybe he's going to go quicker. But yeah, this has not been your average wet session, I don't think.
No, but then are we all taking precautions because it's Monza? We know that the curbs are horrific around here. We know on how they react. And is Ninja going to save it from the wall again? He does. Blooming heck.
Yeah, to me, that car's behaving in a way I think he's got his full dry setup on. He's just wrestling it around at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is this where people are just taking it easy, just making sure that they get through qualifying and survive because, you know, they need the straight line speed in the dry setup. We don't care about the corners around here, do we really? UK, you have no need to apologise. Like I said to you on Tuesday, how do we cope? You took a step back, you know, you walked away, you guys listened to some music, had a bit of fresh air and come back, and you'll feel better for it. Can't wait until the red flags in 23, neither can I. I'm actually like excited to see how they are portrayed in spectator modes, the broadcasting. I think I haven't seen much about it. Oh,
No, me neither.
Golf's off on the second Lesbo.
I'm quite sceptical about the red flags, quite selfishly, because I know that the red flags are an absolute headache, strategy-wise, especially, you know, if you're in the lead or if you're in the lead battle. So
yeah,
I'm not particularly looking forward to that, you know, being out in front and having just pitted and then the red flag comes out and you lose all your lead and stuff like that. But
again,
that's
life.
Show and
that's real life, though, isn't it? You know, I think that's what. Just to note, though, we have Rosa and I think Cornish both on a set of inters. I have just spotted that, so I wonder if that's what we were waiting for. It did look like it was easing off slightly. You know, that might just be me.
It has eased off, and it does look less wet than it did at the start of the session. So I think, I mean, Stevie's out now on the set of inters, so maybe that's what he was waiting for. He didn't think it was worth it going out on the wet to start with.
Rosa's come back into the pits. I'm not quite sure why. But the best man to look for is going to be Cornish, or like you said, Stevie. Stevie sideways. He's going to catch it. I think he did just catch it. I think it might still be too wet.
No, we'll see. He'll be the first one over the line on the inters, I believe. I might be wrong for that, but I think he will be. So he's going to be, you know, the person everyone looks to is to bolt on a set of inters later on in the session.
I think he's actually stopped raining.
At the moment, it looks quite quick.
Yeah,
he's having snaps, but he looks quite. He's keeping the speed up.
Yeah. No, it's still raining. Sorry, that was just the onboard cam. Hello, Stonkin Tonkin. Oh, rain. Yeah, I know. But it spices things up. Was it Imola where we had wet quali? And that was exciting. That was literally
Imola, wasn't it?
Yeah, the lap times just fell and fell and fell, and you wouldn't know who was going to get. So Stevie crossed the line with a 1:32.7, but he's got, I reckon, another 2 laps in it. Maybe a 1. Yeah. No, 2. Yeah, he'll get this and then.
ERS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does look like everybody is running dry setups. You can tell with the way that they're going through the corners and exiting, especially. Everybody's getting slappers. Like, no tomorrow. We'll see where Stevie's sector 1 time is. Is it going to be good enough for purple? It's not, I don't think. But he does look like he's holding pace.
Yeah, and this has been a clean lap so far, but it hasn't been particularly blistering from Stevie on those intermediates. So we've only got 3 people out on track on intermediates.
Let's see where...
Timmy, Stevie and Futty at the moment.
Yeah, even Cornish, I think, has abandoned his inters run.
Yeah, everyone seems to have come in and... Although Stevie's gone 6 tenths up and purple in the middle sector.
Just about to say that, yeah. So that's impressive, especially with... You've got the Lesmos in there that are quite tricky in the wet because of the angle of the curbs and the runoff areas. So if you can get a good exit here, I mean, this could see him jump up the grid quite a lot. The
conditions are coming to the inters. You can see he had quite a lot of grip coming out of there. And he goes
1.6 seconds faster there.
Second off the pace. But I reckon he's got 1 more lap in him, and he'll be on full attack, so we'll see where this puts him.
I think his ERS is the only thing that might hamper him. Now he's only got 14% ERS. So I checked the spectator mod yesterday, and it looked exactly like the official broadcasting with the leaderboard. That'd be nice. That sounds really nice. I can't actually wait for that, as Ninja puts himself up into P2. He's on the inters, so we could see these boys. We'll keep a close eye on Stevie as he's just hit the curb through the second chicane, which you don't want to be doing, but we'll see if he's up as he comes through the sector 2 mark, and he has got a car in front of him, an Alpine, but that will be on a lap as well, so we'll keep an eye on that.
I didn't see his first sector time. He's
I
in the
didn't.
slipstream. He'll have a little bit of a tow from the car in front here, and he's going to come over the line. He's just 10th down, unfortunately.
Ninja beating Mans. I'm liking this. This is what the wet does. This is exactly what the wet does, and that Alpine is... Is it going to get out of the way? Is it going to stick? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because that Alpine's on a push lap himself, so he's not obliged to get out of the way. It's just Stevie's caught him, unfortunately.
Do we know who that is? Is it... I think it's Mikey.
I think it's Stradell.
No, it's Mikey.
Is it Mikey, is it? Yeah, it is Mikey,
yeah, and
sorry.
Stevie's hit the walls of that. Yeah. We'll see how Ninja fares. See if he's... I think he's 2 tenths up. Yeah, this
he's
is
2 tenths up. He's on for pole here.
We have got Mons behind as well. I don't know if you want to keep an eye on Monza's.
Yeah.
Oh, he's wide there, but it's keeping in. Ninja's going to come around the last corner. If he can get a great exit. No, oh, is he still going to be okay for pole? No, he did not improve.
Shame that.
Keep an eye on Mons. He's gone very wide at the last corner. Rosa is stuck out on
Rosa
pole.
Takes it.
And a 6/10. That's an astonishing lap. Yeah, that's where we were sort of seeing some of the boys. As your usual, as we did say, the usual top 3, the usual suspects with a curveball with Ninja nearly on for pole there, I reckon. It would have been Mons, obviously, but could have been P2.
I reckon he'd have got... The best he could have hoped for there was P3. He was only 2 tenths up, and it's 7 tenths to Rosa. So, but that's a good lap from Cornish on the wets to still be in P3. Obviously, he'll be annoyed his inside lap didn't work out, but yeah, these three they're at the top of their game, aren't they? Even the wet can't stop them.
They are indeed. They are the pinnacle of Simcade motor racing. The creme de la creme.
The goats.
The goats. Yeah. Where did Mons come from? He was in the pits. I mean, I think that was his first full push lap, so to get half a second clear is impressive. I'll just run you through the grid really quickly. Taking another pole here at Monza is Mons, followed by Rosa and Cornish taking P3 with surprise curveball Ninja taking P4 with Jack, Simi, Ostradale, Rob, William the King and Stevie taking the top 10 with Golf, Polybalar, Mikey and a no time set from Footy. Down in P14.
Yeah, bit of a struggle there, I think, for Footy, unfortunately. Also, Jack on the wet tyres, but in P5. That's a good effort there.
It did look like a lot of people that did long runs on the wets looked like they had the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just didn't have the. I think it would have been the corner exit. Probably for the inters would have been a lot better and braking speed. That would have been.
Yeah. I mean, the intermediates, when the saying is you want to be on the right tire at the right time, and that's because obviously the intermediates have such a bigger contact patch with the surface, you get so much more grip everywhere if the conditions are right.
Right, now it's dry, but it looks cloudy up ahead.
It'd be nice to get some insight from the drivers to what the forecast is.
It would, if we could have somebody. Ostradale, I think, is the one. In the know. I mean, I could jump into the chat, but I think there's about 8 people in the chat, and it'll get very loud and confusing. I don't want to startle them and just jump in, but it would be nice to have a bit of driver input, and I hope that that's something that comes up in the new game. I don't know if it is or if it has been a bit of a weather update. We spoke about this last week. It would have been nice just to have a little graphic come up with the weather report, like they do the tyre report, if that makes sense.
That would be nice, yeah. Or something that you can bring up on demand as well during the race.
Yuki reckons it's going to rain between lap 3 or 4. I mean, very precise. Predictive strategies, there you go, medium hard, that is the games. There is a 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, 2-stop will probably not be used unless there's a safety car, I imagine.
Yeah, and...
although we do have soft tyre runners, incredibly.
I was just about to say I'll run through the tyres. Yeah, so... Oh, right. So is this what Yuki's on about with the rain?
Possibly.
Is the rain? Is this why Cornish and Rosa are running and Footy? Because them three are going to be in a chat all together, them three. So are we seeing a bit of team knowledge here? Does somebody know something that we don't?
Very possibly. I mean, they've gone the absolute opposite of Mans here. So we're going to see them get a great start. I imagine Rosa at least will lead. maybe with Cornish behind into turn 1. And if that rain does come, those softs are going to be a lot better for a couple of laps longer than those hards.
Yes, because they will be a lot warmer and they'll be a lot more grippier. Yeah, but they do wear quicker. But cooling them down in the rain shouldn't be too much of an issue, should it? You know, when there's a light drizzle in the air.
Oh, see, but if the rain doesn't come, then Mans is, well, cantering really to victory, because the other two will have to do a 2-stop.
Yep. But I mean, they could try and run the hards all the way to the end. I can't see tyre deg being too bad at Monza, is it? If memory serves me right.
Rear tyres get quite minced after a while.
Yeah.
Especially with the low downforce, you start sliding a lot.
Anyway, we'll see. We've got 27 wonderful laps of Monza, and I'm excited because we've got a bit of a mix. This is what I've been asking for. It's like these guys just knew what we were talking about prior. Bit of a mix. I'll just run in the F1 channel, see if there's any... dry. Said wet before the race. Okay, so there was talk of wet. There was talk of a bit of wet.
Okay. Unfortunately, actually got a decent camera angle to do the first lap of the start with as well.
I mean, I've got a funny top down between the two. Oh no, actually, I've got a long view now. Myself and Cornish, and I've got a wobbly cameraman. Stevie disqualifies. Didn't need that. Well, Rosa, it's your, Dodo, it's your time to shine.
Alright, in 5 red lights. And away we go. And it's a good start on those hards from Mans. But Cornish has also got a good start, and so has Rosa. And he's going to go side by side into turn 1 for the lead of the race on the overtake mode. He's going to brake slightly later, they're wheel to wheel. They all go deep, but just leave each other enough room. As we've got a lot of just in position. Cornish lost out massively there. Stevie's lost out. Osterdel's made up a few places, I think, as well. But yeah, the hard's not getting the start compared to Mans. But Rosa's still tucked up right behind the wing. He's going to go down the inside, and there's contact, and they both spin. They both spin the leaders. So Simi leads the Grand Prix, followed by Cornish, and then Ninja.
I mean, I didn't get a great on board of that. I think I flicked to them when they were really close to each other, so I'm not going to judge that. I didn't really see it, but it did just look like it was a late break into the chicane, and yeah. Simi takes it away.
For Rosa, but he was more of a car length. He was more than half a car length alongside, so I don't know. It's a tough one to judge that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens after the stewarding, but again, I'm sure there'll be no hard feeling between these two. They are both hard racers, and I think it's Mons that did lose out a bit more as Ross has found his way back up into P4 and he's tucked in behind Ninja, and it looks like it's going to get him done down the main straight. It's got the straight line speed. Without DRS, I think he's just trying to get back up to where he needs to be.
Yeah, it's a lot of his ERS.
He struggled to get in that car. Struggling to get that car stopped there was Rosa. Oh, there's yellow flags. Well, we've got a safety car.
Virtual safety car. I think it's virtual because I don't see the safety car on the mini-map, so it must be virtual.
It was golf. I think it might have had something to do with Mikey, because Mike is coming in the pits now for a set of hard tyres. I don't know if he had a wing change though. I don't think he did. But
yeah,
strange. Well, golf crashed with Mikey.
That's what I say as well. Simi on those mediums has pulled away from Cornish on the soft, so he's in an incredible first lap there. So it's great to see him lead the race, to be honest, from nowhere.
Mikey's picked up 15 seconds and a drive-through. What is going on?
Probably speeding in the pit lane.
No, it was corner cutting. It was corner cutting. I think he skipped the first chicane. I think it was corner cutting. Yeah. So you got a 10-second and a 5-second, and then a drive-through for speeding the VSC. We are back to normal racing. It looks like Cornish has managed to creep up the gap, as well as DRS is enabled. So I'm not quite sure what happened to Mikey there. I think it's just one of those unfortunate game things where it slams a lot of penalties at you. Like I said, we're fallen victim of that.
I imagine the 10-second one, at least for corner cutting, will get wiped out because that's very unfair when the game gives you that.
Oh, up the inside. Cornish is looking. I think he's going to sweep up the inside there, and I think that's a nice move just before the second chicane.
Yeah, this is perfect for Cornish now. He can check out. Obviously, he doesn't want to see Mans lose out like this, but you know they're in a championship battle, and he'll take anything that he can get.
For a man that was in doubt of not turning up tonight because he's been so busy, he finds himself leading the race.
Yeah, he's kept his nose clean as he very usually does, and has taken advantage of that unfortunate collision between Rosser and Mans.
But what we have to sort of question is it the right strategy?
Yes, that is very true. But they're Simi's round. Simi's round.
Oh, and he's hit the rear wing on the wall as well, which is going to give him rear wing damage.
Yeah, and there's a really close fight here between Footy, Stevie and Mans. Almost 3 wide as Stevie's lagging all over the place for me. I don't know about everyone else.
I think he did for me as well just for a second there as Rosser's picked up the fastest lap of the race.
He has indeed. Mans has recovered quickly from that first lap spin, and he's using the DRS to great effect to close to the back of that Williams quite close.
There's been another issue with William the King, Ninja and Footy, I think, Ostradel.
I didn't see that.
I'm going to stay on board with these two because Ostradel seems to be a bit of a feisty driver. And at the back, there's another incident. William the King, Polybalar, and
that's a big one.
Simi,
Really
that's a safety car. I think the safety car's coming down the pit lane now, so neutralised. Oh, we're going to see the top 2 in. Bit of a free pit stop.
They have to pit. They have to pit for those soft tyres now. Probably onto hards, I would say. You could probably get, with a safety car, the soft tyres to the end from this stage. The hard tyres, sorry, not the soft tyres.
Yeah, with a good couple of laps behind the safety car. Yeah. Check the onboard to see if it's raining. I don't think it is. I think we're still dry. It does look overcast, but we still look dry. You can usually tell when it starts to rain, as we do see the top 2 come in.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all.
We'll see what tyres these are going to elect to put on. But you can usually see the rain. As Ostradel leads the way.
We've got Mans in as well, which is odd, because he was already on the hard and I thought he'd won track position, but apparently not.
Hard tyres for Cornish.
Followed by Stevie. It has been quite a crazy start. We've had 3 different leaders in the space of 5 laps so far. 4 different leaders, sorry. In the space of 5 laps.
Why is Mans pitting? That is the question. We don't know. Maybe he knows something that we don't.
It was wise for the soft guys, but I don't know, unless he's planning on going back onto those hards later on.
But again, there might still be talks of rain, so we might still see if it's a free pit stop to get a couple of laps up the road.
But if there was talks of rain, surely the likes of Cornish and Rosser would also have gone to the medium tyres. Maybe,
who knows? I mean, I wouldn't even like to judge it. Wouldn't even like to question it.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be rapid on those mediums. We know how fast Mans is. Usually the fastest on the track.
Steve is left this session as well. I think he's having connection issues because of the internet.
He's disconnected.
Yep.
I think because that's definitely the AI driving, not him.
I love the fact that when you get the ghosted AI driver, you can see the driver through the car. I think that's just such a brilliant thing to see. I don't get it.
It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Strange.
Hopefully Stevie can get reconnected before the safety car period ends, because he's in a good position there.
As long as somebody pings him an invite.
Actually. I can give him an invite. It says he's in the lobby.
Oh, he's back in now. He's back. I think it just pinged him back to us. Yeah. He's still having some torrid connection issues, though. He's glitching a bit. It looks like a bit of a desync issue, which is really off-putting for the drivers, but it can't be helped. These things happen. As we see Rob, oh, I've lost Dodo as well in the process of whatever he was doing. Left me. Not quite sure what that is about, but nonetheless, I'm sure he'll be back. He's back.
Apologies about that. I accidentally invited Stevie to a party, and in doing so, kicked me out of this. So,
Oh dear.
yeah, that's a faux pas on my part. Apologies, everyone.
No, that's fine. You have no need to apologise to us.
Car period.
We'll just have a look at the penalties. So, Rob, I'm surprised Rob didn't come into the pits and clear them 5 seconds. That would have been a prime time to get rid of that, really.
Yeah, but then again, you know, he's got to take it. He might take it at the end of the race anyway, so he's probably feeling like the track position of being in 4th is more valuable than clearing that penalty.
Yes, maybe.
The mind of a racing driver when they're racing is very full, and he's probably thought every scenario possible and decided that this is going to be the best one to go for, so can't question.
No, and we have another lap behind the safety car because we're waiting for Mikey, which I'm actually quite surprised, even though he was in sector 3 when they crossed the line. How strange that is, but this is in the hands of like the likes of Mans, well, Cornish and Rosa that have pitted and put the hard tyres on to go all the way to the end.
Yeah, the likes of Mans and the guys who wanted to mediums will, I imagine, have to stop again. 20 laps, over 20 laps now, because obviously behind the safety car is a long way to take those mediums. And if they do try and go to the end on them, they're going to be screaming at them by the end.
Yes, they will indeed. I suspect that the reason why we've had a lot of drivers struggling out there is because I think with no dry running and qualifying, it sort of does put you off a bit. And it puts you out of sync. If you had a dry qualifying, you'd probably be okay. But that'd be my... I'd guess my reason why.
Possibly. I mean, obviously these guys have been playing this game for almost a year now, so they're pretty comfortable with what the dry feels like. So with the top guys especially, I don't think it would make a fat lot of difference, but maybe for a couple of people it will.
As the safety car's in this lap.
Brilliant. Let's get racing.
Let's see if
Ostradel.
Stevie and Jack can put some pressure on Ostradel.
It looks like Stevie's connection issues have improved. It doesn't seem to be jumping about, which is good.
No, I was just saying when you left is that it is off-putting for the guys behind and in front, but it's just something that can't be helped as a really connection issues. It's, you know, unless you have the best. Oh, was Ostridel's bring them all to a standstill here.
Yeah, he's backing him up. It's a technique that's widely used, and then he'll just pull the trigger at some point, and he's gone.
Oh, he gets a horrid exit though.
He's left them all napping, and he's already got almost a second.
That was a great tactic. That's one of the best restarts that I think we've seen.
Yeah, that's a proper good restart there. You know, properly catching them all napping.
Clips the curb.
Oh.
I think that was. I think he survived the curb, which is good. But he seems to have the beating on these guys for the time being, as William the King gets past Polly Blyer in the background there, and seeing Jack putting a bit of pressure on Stevie. Can we use the old Jedi mind punt? Maybe. I know we don't want that for Stevie, but maybe to make a mistake?
Well, I haven't said who I'm backing for this race, and
Oh, no, we
my
haven't.
boy Steve, I've got to back him.
Is yellow flags
Yeah.
set to 2?
He's a WMC.
Oh, there's been an issue with Ninja.
And William the King. Yeah.
As they're still running side by side with each other here. Coming down into the second chicane now. Ninja, I think, backs out and... Sorry,
I don't
it's
think either of them have damage.
Tuscari, yeah. Oh, it's William the King. Yellow flags. What?
Yeah. He must have overtaken Ninja in the yellow flag zone when they got going again.
It looks like we might be going... Wait, what? No, they're all single file it then. I thought we were going to see 3 cars going through the first chicane. Which is something that I definitely would never want to see because it's not going to work. As Cornish and Rob are going side by side down to the second chicane. It also looks like Roz is going to get through as well.
Yeah, Roz are taking advantage, tucking in behind Cornish and also following him through. And Mans might have a go here into the Lesmo, and he does.
That's a great overtake, that.
Very opportunistic from the 3 of them. Carving their way through the field as we know they can. Oh, that's a big one.
Rob's in the wall.
That is a big one there. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's another safety car.
And it is. That was a huge accident. Thank God it's not real life.
As Stevie picks up 3 seconds for corner cutting.
Yeah.
I mean...
We might see the medium runners now who haven't pitted yet dive into the pits.
Let's quickly see if we can check out who them guys are. So we've got Ostradel and Jack and Simi.
Yeah.
Ostradel's in.
And so is Jack.
And somebody behind him as well came in. Who was that behind him? Came flying in. Mon's in.
Mon's in? Very
Okay.
interesting. Is he going to put his set of hards back on then?
I'm going to stay on board because I'm intrigued. No, he's going for another set of mediums.
Another set of mediums? That's very odd.
17 laps to go.
Fresh.
Yes. 17 laps to go. Is this looking like this is the end? Running to the end on them?
I mean, yeah, you could. Not going to be particularly fast by the end. Which is, I'm surprised he didn't stay out. So now he's got that all to do again with the overtaking.
Stevie and Mike are the only 2 other ones that haven't pit yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Stevie's decision. He's sticking to his one stop, and I'll be honest, with how this race is going, I wouldn't be surprised if there is another safety car.
Oh no, apologies, I took that back. Well, I don't know if Stevie's actually pit. All I can see is interval.
Think so. He's on 9 lap old hard, so unless he pitted on the first lap, then no, he hasn't pitted yet.
Cornish is trying his best to burn fuel. I don't know if you've been listening on board with that.
Nope.
If you're listening on board, he's holding the clutch down, going through some of the corners. High revving it.
Yeah, he's on plus 3 laps.
Plus 3 laps, yeah.
That's why. That's a lot of extra fuel. So I'm not surprised to see that. He must have fueled up a lot from the start, and
but he's gaining the amount of fuel that he's gaining sat behind the safety car is ridiculous. That's about 0.1 that he's gained already.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to firm the extra weight, unfortunately.
Rosa is in the same boat as well with 3 plus 3, and the rest of them seem to be. Everything seems to be okay. 2.75 for Mons.
As Mikey comes in, so that means Stevie is the only person to have not stopped yet.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to figure out what the plan is here for these guys that have had some random pit stops. I mean, I know I said I wanted pit stops and I know I wanted this, but it's just, could I have a bit of a warning about what the heck is actually going on? I think
Yeah,
it's a bit.
some of these pit stops don't make sense
No,
to me personally.
no. I
I'm
mean,
honest.
it's okay when you're driving it yourself because you understand your own strategy and you understand what you're doing. But from a spectator, yeah, strange. Anyway, so don't forget who have you got back to win the race. You've got Stevie, your man Stevie, who's currently P1 with a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. I'm going to go for the usual suspects of Cornish, Rosa and Mons top 3. But it would be really, really nice to see somebody else in the mix.
I don't know my top 3. I think there's going to be a bit of a twist.
Ooh, twist to the story.
I'm thinking that Ostradel is going to sneak into that top 3.
Oh, interesting. As we've got safety cars in, so how does Stevie manage this one? Does he try and mimic what Ostradel perfectly executed a couple of laps prior?
Yeah, well, he's backing him up, as Ostradel did. Not weaving, doing the Kimi Räikkönen technique of just putting the car straight, not weaving at all.
He's not vigorously slowing them down as much. And he's gone for mid-corner, which I think is a bit more predictable. And he has, I think, gone, from what I can see,
He's gone, but
I think
it's a good restart.
Yeah, it's not bad. It just looked to me as it was coming round Parabolica that it just looked a little bit more predictable.
Yeah.
As
Cornish looking, but he can catch anyone else, and they're all punched up now behind Cornish.
Oh, there's a lot going on in the back there.
Yeah, I think William the King went deep and pushed Mans with him, but they all make it through. Okay.
There's a lot of tussling going on back there, from what I can see, and it looks like there's a Ferrari weaving around.
Yeah, he was lucky not to collect anyone with him there. He was very lucky.
Yeah, so we've got Simi all over the back of Jack as well. Simi seems to be having a great race. With his racecraft seems to look, and his pace looks phenomenal.
Yeah, let's see what he can do after that stop. He's on fresh tyres. Out front, Cornish keeping tabs with Stevie. Rosa keeping tabs with the pair of them. Polybolar dropping back.
I've just seen that Stevie is managing to fend off Cornish, but it looks like he's going to be under attack this lap. Hello, Golf. Oh, an angry devil face. He's not happy. His yellow flag sector 3. We've got Simi round. Oh, we're just praising him. Oh.
Commentator's curse strikes again. Tell you what, Cornish is all over the gearbox of that Ferrari around that chicane, climbing all over Stevie's rear end, and he's brought Rosa into the equation, and Cornish can go around the outside at the curve of Grande. Is he going to try to stick one down the inside into the second chicane? He might think about it, but
no, I think Cornish left the session.
He's just disconnected.
I did see like a bit of a weird glitch. He just sort of jolted, and then yeah. Oh, that's not what he needs. He's going behind Polybolar now. We've got yellow flag sector 2. That's a Ferrari. Is that William the King around? It is.
Yeah.
As up the inside there, Footy and Mons through. So Mons is now up into P3.
Yeah, Mons will be loving that championship firmly in his hands now. I think Cornish is back, but he's all the way down in 8th place. He's not.
He's not. It's still AI. This is not good.
I can't send him an invite either because I know his PC.
He's on PlayStation. I mean, I could, but then it just... Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Sorry.
Let me see if I can quickly get him an invite. Luckily, he's top of my list, so there you go. Invite's 10.
Yeah. He's back in.
No, it's probably picking the best time to... Oh, there's An instant there, that's all? Or was that just me? As Ninja... Ninja was the one that was off track there in a second, yeah. Getting himself down at P8.
Wide.
Yeah. Right, Cornish is back.
Yeah. He's going to be fuming. He's going to be trying to make up the positions he lost.
P9.
He's going to say, can't out.
The game's just absolutely done him on there, hasn't it?
Yeah, such a shame because he's been faultless all race, and something like that happens out of your control. It's so frustrating.
Mons is all over the back of Rosa, and yellow flag to sector 3 as well. That's Ninja.
Ninja's gone round at the Ascari. Cornish has left again. Cornish has left again. This might be the end of his race. And Rosa's passed for the lead of the race. And Mans is going to get him too with the DRS wide open.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Stevie's going to... Oh, whoa!
Oh, he's taken all 3 of them with him. Futty leads the race now. Oh, that's going to be a penalty for Stevie. I'm sorry, Stevie, but that was a bit of a shocker. There.
It was a massive, massive lunge. I'll send Cornish another invite because, like I said, he's at the top of my names.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a bit of a lunge there from Stevie. Again, I don't know whether it was a bit of a desync issue because he's glitching again. But it looked like he was late on the brakes and trying to cover off Mons, and then in the process, well, tried to take Rosa with him as well.
Yeah, I think he got it all wrong out of shape in the braking zone and tried to avoid them, but as Rosa turned in, they would make contact. Mans is now going for Rosa.
He is. Is he going to make this stick around the outside? I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to have enough of a track around Parabolica as it come around. It's going to tuck in tight, then he'll have that slipstream. Man, they're too close. Wow. That's some great racing.
They both have the DRS, so this is all about how much ERS they're willing to use here and their downforce setups. But it looks like Maz has got a little bit of the inside line. Is he going to go for a lunge? Rosa gives him a lot of room, but they're still side by side. It's a lovely racing.
Oh, that's great racing there, and it just looks like the traction of the medium tyres just allowed Mons to pull away there.
Yeah, it did. He's on a mission, and I think Futty will be waving bye-bye to him soon enough as well.
Yeah, we know that Futty's pace is good, but I don't think it's going to be anything as good as fending off Mons, really.
No, Mans has hit a different level recently. He's been clearly putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, and Stevie's spun in the background as well, and Mikey's left as well.
Yeah, a lot of decent issues today. I don't know if that's a lobby thing or whether it's just a coincidence.
Oh, and Futty's around!
Shame that. Although, Austria down into P3, what did I say?
He did.
He called it. Obviously, it's not over yet, but
this is the end
as well.
This is the end of F1 2022. No, we've got another couple of races before we see the end of 22. We will see the season out on 2022.
That's going to be interesting with people switching to F1 23, how they fare.
Yeah, because
when they come back, the races in 22.
This is what happened with 21 to 22 when we had everybody that was really, really happy on 21, and me being one of them. And then to jump into a game that was so raw and unfinished, and the car tractions were lacking, the downforce was poor, everything was sort of really weird, and yeah, it didn't suit a lot of people. And I think I can honestly say that we'd be happy to see the end of 22.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a controversial opinion, but I didn't mind 22 whole that much. Obviously, it helps that I was quick on it, but I think it took a lot of skill to be fast.
Yeah.
In this game, it took a lot of time to get used to it, but it was possible, and the skill gap was very high. But you know that paid dividends for people who were willing to put the time in. So while it wasn't realistic, I actually quite enjoyed the rewarding nature of the handling model, let's say.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing where you're able and willing to push the boundaries and to put the time in and the effort in, and I think a lot of people
Yeah.
like just pick this up on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, whenever they pick it up, and they don't really focus on setting every lap perfect and pushing the boundaries. Which I'm one of them myself. I could pick up 21 and be okay at it. But I couldn't pick up 22 and be okay at it. It just really struggled. And Mikey has joined the session again. So somebody managed to get him an invite. Did we know if Cornish got back in? Did he? Yes, he did.
He did. Yeah, he just clicked for the second time, didn't he? But he's back in now.
Yeah, P7, hoping to get his way back up the grid. He can ask his buddy Footy to try and get him up the grid as well.
Yeah, distant 7th though. That's really put the kibosh on his race, unfortunately, and barring a late safety car.
That would be interesting. Could we see a late dash with the soft tyres?
We could. For someone like Cornish who has nothing to lose, I would not be surprised if that does happen.
It's just about creeping up to the back of Jack as William the King picks up a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits.
I think that's the second of the race.
Yes, yellow flag,
Yellow flag.
63. That's
Polly
Polly
Below.
Below. Oh, we're again just commenting.
Really well. Yeah.
Is he going to park it up? No. I mean, he definitely wants to damage that rear end of his car.
He's probably trying to stay out of the way, but he doesn't have to because he's ghosted.
He's retiring, I think.
Has he retired?
He's ghosted still.
He's still it's still him.
That was weird.
Also, Rob has left the session, but he'd DNF'd anyway. So
that was weird. I'm going to stay on board and see if he goes into the pits, but that has to be one of the weirdest re-entries to the chat that I've ever seen.
yeah, it'd have been better off just putting his foot down and spinning it around, but
He's continuing.
fair enough.
Did F122 make me retire? No, I did pick up the game, and I did pick up some really good places in the inter-services and in the RAF champs, but to be fair, it's just not a game that I really enjoyed. Oh, was he getting beached? I don't know, good question, maybe. I don't think so, it just looked like it was...
To get beached
no. I just think it was... Oh, I was talking about is the reason why Dodo retired from 22. No, Dodo retired from Simcade because he was just way too fast. And he wanted to do a
that's
Nico.
not the reason.
He wanted to do a Rosberg and be happy with what he's got.
I retired from Simcade because I was spending too much of my life doing sim racing basically, and I couldn't commit the time anymore. You know, I was doing 4 races a week, as you know, so...
No, it's just...
unfortunately Simcade was the one that had to make way, but...
It's just too good for
I love
us.
the fact that I've been able to stay with you guys, just not in the racing facet.
It's an absolute honour to have you with us every single week. It's nice to have somebody that has so much track and race knowledge and F1 knowledge and be able to bring it to the commentary, and obviously have a great conversation with you as well, because you know, it would be pretty boring otherwise, wouldn't it, I guess?
I appreciate that, thank you very much. It's always an honour to be here, and I'm always happy to. And obviously on F123, I'll be happy to continue this dream commentary partnership we have going on.
May it continue. Well, obviously we are talking about the end of Season 6, and we are on the brink of announcing our Season 7 package for 2023. So we shall see in the coming weeks what happens with that. I think we've got a bit on track. There's a Cornish is hunting down Footy. I was just going to go off and talk about something else, but I'll wait for Footy to get the move done on the main straight. I suspect that's probably where he's going to get it done.
Yeah, he's going to have DRS. He's going to have the slipstream, and I imagine he's going to be pretty motivated to get this done as soon as possible so he can hunt down Ostradale for that podium. Damage limitation drive going on there for Cornish. He's going to go side by side.
But he's not letting him have it, is he?
Just a car's width.
Oh, yeah. That's some... Can we get to see a great exit? Oh, there's a little tap between the buddies there.
Great wheel-to-wheel stuff from the pair of them there. Full trust in each other.
Yep.
It's great to see.
I think the little tap there was, by the way, I'm still here.
Yeah, I imagine it was. I'm sure they were both aware of each other 100%
Yeah,
going wheel to wheel through there, and they gave each other just enough room.
they did indeed. As William the King picks up another 3-second penalty.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare today for William the King. Despite what the P7 on track suggests, it's not been the greatest for either Ferrari driver, in fact, actually, I think.
Yeah, I'm still on board with Cornish. Really wanting to get this move done, like you said, and wanting to get after Ostradel, because that's what he really needs. He needs to at least have a podium to keep his dreams of another championship alive. But it looks like Monza's just again dominating.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Cornish. Obviously, I think Mans and Cornish have both been hit by a bit of bad luck today. But Cornish's bad luck happened at the end of the race when he can't do that much about it.
Are they going to go side by side, the boys, again? No, they're not. It looks like Cornish decides to take a more...
Cornish going to line up a move, possibly, but no, he doesn't get the exit.
No, it's like the medium tyres on Footy's cars still working their magic.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Ostradel will be absolutely loving this. He knows that every lap that goes by that Cornish is stuck behind Footy is more and more chance that he can hang on to that podium.
Mitch, with a bit of maybe inside knowledge, looks like it's going to rain. I don't think it's going to rain this late. I can't see it raining. Maybe.
It might do.
Happen.
But if it does, I can't see it changing what tyres they're on unless it starts raining pretty quick.
Yep.
Cornish has a little luck.
He is. He's weaving, trying to put Footy off. We know that Footy's kind of susceptible to the jiggling, the wiggling, and the punt. He doesn't like. Not that he doesn't like the pressure. I think he's just trigger happy.
But he's got such good traction.
He does.
Out of every traction zone. I mean, he just disappeared out of Ascari there. Let's see if we can do the same thing out of Parabolica.
I think that's why he drops and spins it as much, because he is on the edge, and we've got Ninjas retired.
Yep,
we've got a safety car. Oh, we're going to see some soft tyres.
The leaders. So we're going to get a Cornish. We're going to get possibly the likes of Ostradel onto those soft tyres for the end of this race. Perfect.
This is what we wanted. This is what AJ wanted.
It is what AJ wanted, indeed.
It's like somebody just reading my mind. Anyway, what I was about to say is on Saturday, myself and Ninja will be partaking in a co-op season, which the guys in the Discord have been voting on. So if you want to get involved with every decision that we make in that, every decision that comes up during the season, we'll be posting it in the Discord. So if you want to get involved, come and join the Discord, and then you can make the decisions. Basically, you guys are making the decisions for us, which is going to be weird and different. Obviously, not like decisions like strategies. It's more decisions about contracts and cars and stuff like that, which would be very interesting. I think what we're going to do, I think the verdict at the moment is sort of, we have to pick the same team, low down car, and we're using league settings, from what I'm gathering. However, what we are going to do is we're going to do the into the pits Mons, first one in.
Yeah, they'll all be in.
And what I have to say, this is going to be perfect for Cornish for the double stack. He's not going to lose time.
He's not, no. He's going to be in fifth, but he's going to have as much of a chance as anyone.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he's going to be super aggressive with the championship on the line in these last couple of laps.
So for what I was saying is that we are going to pick the thing where you pick different teams, but we're going to pick the same team, because if you do the same team co-op, you don't get the same options in the game, and you don't get the same, like, when it comes to contract renewals, you don't get to pick a different team, if that makes sense, based on your finishers, you know, where you finished, and your points and performance. So that's the plan. So we are going to pick the same team because that's what the guys want, but we're going to pick the different game mode.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm hoping it's going to be. Here's hoping. I think we tried it in this game, but because the game physics was just so baffling for me and Ninja, I think we just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll find 23 much better.
Yeah. I'm hoping.
In fact, you will find 23 much better. I'm that certain.
Well, again, looking at next season, there might be some opportunities for myself to get racing. Don't worry though, Dodo. I'll be with you every single Thursday. That is always going to remain. But there is talks of a plan.
No chance of a dangerous Dodo comeback then to the racing.
I mean, if you want to, then yeah, you're more than welcome to maybe partake in our other planned events.
For a Thursday, I'd much rather be in the commentary box with you, Jim.
No, Thursday's always going to be our day.
Indeed.
We need to hire a commentator though. What? I mean, I think Yuki's trying to bug us off there, so we need to hire a commentator. Like, we're rubbish. Like, we just don't belong here. Thanks, mate. I get it. Yeah, I get it. So,
can't like everyone. It's, yeah, always going to have haters.
I know you'd like to see us racing.
I'm sure you love us really, Yuki.
I think he just wants to see us racing. I think that's what it is. He has much love for our talents on the track. Probably yours more than mine.
I don't think Yuki was around when I was racing, was he? You'll have to confirm or deny Yuki in the chat.
Yeah. Hopefully, this will be the last lap behind the safety car, and it looks like Polly and Stevie are going to lose out something mega.
Yeah. Stevie might make it. He probably will make it in the last sector when they properly slow it down. But yeah, I don't think Polly's going to make that one. He's half a lap behind.
So March was when he first came here, yeah, so you would have missed our very famous Dodo racing. He wiped the floor with everybody. He was basically just driving one-handed with a cup of tea in the other hand.
I wish that was true. Tell you what, Mans and Cornish pushed me all the way that season. It was a brilliant season.
I have pictures of this, of him drinking cups of tea whilst racing. Changing gear with one hand.
Cups of tea.
Yeah.
I did have cups of tea, but not while I was racing. In between. Like down the straights.
Yeah, down the straights, yeah. Safety car is in this lap. Down the straights. No, I struggled to... You know, when we did the 6-hour stream, I totally struggled to eat and drink. It was really hard. But I'd hate to have done it in this weather. I'm so glad we did it last month. Oh,
that's a nightmare.
Bit of a glitch there from... is that Mikey in the background then?
Yeah, speaking of a nightmare, I tell you who is absolutely hating this. Mans. He had built a nice lead, and now his race win. He's got 2 laps to fend off Rosa, Ostradel, Cornish.
And I didn't even say Footy.
In every second of this.
Footy on them softs. Is he on a set of softs or is he on a set of mediums? Softs.
He's on a set of softs, but he lost it out because he double stacked behind Ostradel.
Oh, this Rosa is right behind the gearbox. We're going to stay on board with these two.
They're all over each other. When's Man's going to decide to go? He's going to leave it as late as possible. He doesn't want them slip.
He's gone.
And he goes now. He goes now, and he's left him napping a little.
I think he spotted that Rosa was like edging him along a little bit and seeing him go down and back up. We're going to see a dive up the inside from anybody. I don't think we did, but a bit of a curb ride there for him. And Footy's up into P4. He's got past Cornish.
Yeah, nightmare for Cornish. That's not what he needed at all, but it's a good move from Footy. And he might go for Ostradel here as well. Around the curve of Grande, he's got to look for a move down the inside, and he's already got it done before the braking zone. Lovely stuff. But he's gone deep. He manages to keep it from his teammate. Good stuff there from Footy. 2 positions in as many corners.
I did say that Footy's a good shout for getting himself up there. His 1 lap pace is pretty strong.
It is, but don't count out Ostradel just yet. He's still tucked in behind the slipstream of his Williams rival. Not willing to use that ERS just yet. Obviously no DRS available in these last 2 laps.
No, we're going to see them cross the line with 1 lap to go as he saved the ERS for the last, for this main straight now. We're going to see Ostradel deploy all of that ERS down these next 2 straights.
I imagine we'll see everyone dump their ERS down this straight now in the hope of getting past, but it looks like Mans has got it covered. He's got the most ERS of them all. Footy's pulled a massive gap. They've all kind of spread out apart from Cornish behind Ostradale.
And we've got William the
Austria
King
Brothers.
going up the inside of Cornish. Oh, a bit of a nudge there. But I think they managed to both get away with it.
Yeah, I think Cornish was looking at Ostradale and William the King kind of caught him by surprise there. And now Cornish has dropped off the back of the Williams. And he's going to have a mental sector to be back within touching distance. Ah, and William the King's half spun. Stevie takes 6.
Oh, we nearly collected Jack then. They've got Polly Ballar making an absolute blinding recovery from where he was before he's got himself up into P9. The yellow flag sector 2, that's Simi round.
Yeah.
And around
Very smart.
Parabolica for the final time of Monza week. We are going to see Mons take an absolute commanding victory again with the late save to Kai. Crosses the line to take P1, followed by Rosa in P2. And close followed again, Footy. What a fantastic restart for himself there, taking P3 with Cornish and Ostradale. And Polly Blanc manages to get himself up to the points in P7 as well after the... after what looked like he was pretty much out of the race, because he looked like he was half a lap away.
It just shows you how important it is to not get any of those corner cutting penalties. Stevie's missed out on 7th there by less than a 10th second.
Yeah.
That's the kind of margin you're working with on a restart, and a couple of the guys missed out quite a bit there because of their track minutes.
As Footy takes driver of the day, I'm going to give my driver of the day to Mons, I think, from his dramatic start at the beginning with Rosa. I think he definitely commanded to earn a great P1 here. I'll just run through the grid, taking the top step of the podium as Mons, taking just below him Rosa, with Footy taking the last podium position, with Ostradale having a fantastic P4, with Cornish struggling out in Monza with the P5, and Jack, Polybalar, Stevie, William the King having a terrible race, and Mikey ran at the top 10, and Simi taking the last finishing position of P11, with Ninja, Rob and Golf are the 3 DNFs.
Yeah, proper champions drive that there from Mans.
Hmm.
Couldn't have done a much better... Well, he couldn't have done a better job polling the win, especially with what happened. But for the sake of difference, my drive of the day is going to be Footy.
Nice. I was
started P14.
Hmm.
Did a great race, had good pace. Can't knock it.
I was swaying towards Footy because I knew it'd be a shout towards the end. But yeah, I mean, Mons came from what, 9th, 10th, all the way back up. So yeah, I think it's just fantastic racing all around from them boys.
Yeah, it was really, really good standing racing today. A lot of wheel-to-wheel action with not much incidents, which is lovely to see.
It is. Right, shall we head down to the podium? I'll give you a head start.
Cool.
Footy is Yuki's driver of the day. Yeah, again, I don't think it's a bad shot. I just think it's I think it's too close to call. Oh, he's already in there. Blooming heck. Wow, they fixed the Xbox jump into different charts now?
No, I was just ready.
Oh right.
I was on it.
Hovering over the button already. I stayed up there waiting for you to take a couple of seconds. So yeah, Yuki's picked Footy as his driver of the day.
Yeah. I want to say as well, another couple of good drives from Polly. He did really well. I think he's probably been the most improved, in my opinion, driver this season. Consistently getting better and better, and the results back that up. And also Jack as well, up there in 6th. Obviously, it was a crazy race, but didn't really seem to feature him that much. Kept his nose clean, and solid points for him as well.
Indeed, it's what he needs. Right, well, whilst we've got a couple of them here, we'll start off with Mons. What I would like to say is what a fantastic qualifying lap on them Inters. I know that it was changing conditions, but was the weather holding up for Inters? Did it look good at the end? Obviously, your lap looked good. And was it the right tire at the right time for what the game was saying?
At the beginning, it was obvious it was going to be full wet, but I saw on the forecast that it was getting lighter to the end of the qualifying, so I knew it was going to be Inters on the last lap. But actually, when you tried to go out for the last run, the game wanted you to be on wets, but obviously the Inters were like a second faster at that time, so it was pretty obvious to go for Inters.
So if there was another 3 minutes, it would have been prime Inters, is what we're saying.
Yeah, most likely.
And obviously you had a bit of a difficult start. We'll get into Rosa in a second with what his tyre choices were, but they were on all different tyres. What were you getting told with that? Because was the rain forecast for the race?
For me, it wasn't. It was saying it was going to be cloudy the whole race through, so I thought I was going for the usual strategy, hard medium, but I saw both Cornish and Rossa on soft, so maybe they had another forecast where it was going to rain in the beginning.
I know. But Dodo's got a dying question about your pit strategy in a second. But what I would just like to say is your race restart in the last that had to be spot on, didn't you? Backed everybody up, crucially, and then it looked like Rosa was sort of like edging every second. Was it just as soon as you saw him drop off slightly, you just went?
Yeah, I saw in my rearview mirror that he was going like back and forth. So when I saw him go back, I just knew I had to floor it and try to get away as fast as possible because I think he had a bit more straight line speed than me. So I knew I had to nail the restart to get away from him.
And that you did. Dodo,
Yep.
I know you got a question about the pit strategies.
Yeah, so Mans, first of all, congrats. Good champions drive from you there.
Thank you.
My question is, you seem to do a very unorthodox strategy today. You started on the hards, but then pitted very early behind the safety car, and then got rid of a fairly fresh set of mediums for another set of mediums a couple of laps later. So what was your reason for that slightly odd tyre strategy?
Yeah, when the first safety car came out, I knew that the guys in first were going to pit because they were on soft, so I knew I had to be on the same pit strategy as them, because if I would not have pitted and it wasn't going to be another safety car, I would have dropped off massively. So I knew it was a very obvious choice for me to pit. And then when the second safety car came out, it was just to get fresher tires that would last until the end, because I'm not sure the mediums from lap 4 would last throughout the whole race.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's answered that. Thank you very much.
And then
again, good drive.
Just one more question. This is from Yuki. I think this is a bit of a because we've been talking about the way that we've been retiring. If you win the next race and you become champion, are you going to retire from the league, or are we going to see Mans return for next season?
I've actually had this question in my own mind, because I think I will probably not race the next season if I win, but come back the season after that, so I don't win 3 championships in a row.
Ooh, not going for the triple.
No.
Taking a step back. Well, we'll see. Let's hope you don't win then, because we want to see you back next season. I'm joking. Well, congrats on P1 there.
Thank you.
On to you, Rosa. A bit of a rough qualifying. It looked like you put a great bank lap in and then sort of died off a bit, but an absolute lightning start, getting past. Keeping behind Mons into the restart, to the restart. Was there a bit of a contact between you two? Was it like an accident? Was it, what happened?
So qualifying, yeah, it was fine. I was just slow. Mans and Cornish in qualifying are a different breed. But yeah, race start. I was like, I've got me. There was, with regards to the tyre strategy, it was a operation try and overtake Mans into turn 1. because of the he's like a traction god. I don't know how he does it, but it is beautiful. So I tried just going as deep as I could, and when I turned in, he was kind of still going straight, so I had to pull out, which kind of when you like something goes against you, like why? Obviously brought some like heat to the racing, and I was like, I'm gonna have to full send it into the next chicane, but yeah, I was again a bit too far back, and the contact was on me. I touched his back tire, trying to turn in, but there's not much I could have done about that.
I think what has sort of helped you out here is you've finished P1 and P2, which is sort of where you left off, and lucky that Cornish, because it looked like he was going to capitalise on that, but he had a couple of connection issues. So, that's probably saved your race, which is great for you. But yeah, I think nothing totally malicious. It's just, I suppose, accidents happen in racing.
Yeah, 100%. There was a part where during the race as well, when Mans was behind me, and we managed to get battle nicely there as well. So we can do it. It was just obviously lap one chaos. But yeah, again, that's nothing to do with Mans. That's more my end getting it wrong, trying to take advantage of the tyres.
And then just prior to Cornish's disconnection, it looked like you two were carving the field together. Was that sort of a strategy between the two of you?
Yeah, it seemed. Yeah, so when I saw Connor go past someone, I was kind of just streamlined following through. There were some points where he would be cautious, and it kind of caught me out a little bit. But yeah, no, it was just kind of just take our time to the front, and just go from there. Really
brilliant. Dodd, have you got any questions for Rosa?
No, none for me. Just well done on the P2, and yeah, that's all.
Congratulations. Now, the man that we've all been waiting for, Dodd, I'm going to let you interview Footy because it was your driver of the day, so to go for it.
So, yeah, Footy, brilliant drive today. You had a struggling qualifying, didn't actually set a lap, if I remember, so talk us through that, what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, with the wet conditions, I was just struggling loads. I hate the traction on F1 22. So obviously I use no traction, but it's just horrible. So yeah, I was struggling loads in qualifying, but as soon as they got to the dry weather and I seen it was dry in the race, I thought, yeah, I could definitely make it some places. And well, that's what I done.
Yeah, you definitely did that. So we followed you quite a bit during the race. You seem to make up positions and then lose them again and make them up, and had a lot of battles.
Classic spins there.
Yeah, how was it fighting everyone and making up positions through the field?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it's different than other than me, like maybe qualifying P4, P5, and then just spinning, and then my race being done after 2 laps. So yeah, it was different. I enjoyed the overtakes again. So yeah, it was good.
Good. And then finally, the safety car at the end of the race. You had a blinding restart on those softs, made 2 overtakes. Talk us through that restart and how you were feeling when you managed to get that P3 right at the death.
Yeah, I put the game into pause mode and 110 AI took over. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the restart. Obviously, I think Connor, because obviously I'm in the same party as Connor, he pitted, but the game put him on like 65% soft tires. So I knew to get past him, and then it was just a case of getting past Ostradel, which I'd done shortly after.
Fabulous. Well done on the podium again. You seem to be making a habit of this.
The new game as well feels good, so I'm much more confident next year. So
should be a good year. Oh, yeah. My next question is from Yuki. My next question sort of ties into this. Now that you've shown your pace in F1 2022, which we've all known that you've had, it's just like we were saying in chat prior to here, is that you are a driver that is always on the edge, and that's why you have great traction out of corners, because you're always on the limit. Now, are we going to see you in 23 potential winning championships and up there fighting with the top boys? Because I've seen your pace on that game, and honestly, it scared the hell out of me on Tuesday. Could this be Footy 2.0?
Let's say yeah, but I'm going to say no for now. But we'll see the outcomes.
I'm going to say yes for
Optimism.
now.
No, I feel like the traction model feels much better this year. So I feel much more confident to put my foot down. This year was just horrible in terms of that. So let's see what we can do next year. Roll on season 8, I think, right? I can't remember.
7.
Oh, 7? Cool. Sounds good. Just a number.
It is, but we're flying through them here. Congratulations, Footy, and congratulations to all three of you. Well deserved, and hope to see you here again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Take care, boys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I will stay in here. We'll close out in this channel. So this season feels like 7. It does. This season's been very long, so I think that's why it feels so elongated. So all I guess we can say is thank everybody for joining. It was a fantastic drive from everybody. It was a bit chaotic, but we got through it in the end, didn't we? So next week, what do we have on offer? So I think we are coming to the end of 2 of our seasons, but we have Spa for round 11 next week on Monday for the F2 Championship, and then we hit Misano for our final race on our ACC season, and then Tsukuba for the Swifts and the Group 3s on GT7. Then we head back to Spa for F1 on Thursday, and then final race of the season the following week. We'll have, I think, Monday and Thursday, Abu Dhabi, of course, and then that rounds up F1 where we don't have any other for ACC and GT. So we might chuck in a quick surprise race, but who knows? But anyway, the end of the season ends there for them too, and then F1 obviously continues because we had the Imola rerun. Who knows? We might get a Monza rerun. I'm joking. But yeah, thank you very much, Dodo, for joining us. As always, it's a great pleasure to have you in the commentary box with me.
Thanks for having me. As usual, it's always great to see these boys do what they do best and get the pleasure of commentating on it.
Indeed, and they have shown us how it's done, indeed. Well, thank you, everybody who's watched all the streams this week. Thank you, everybody who's partaked. Winners and losers, thank you very much. And don't forget, join the Discord, join the website, and we'll see you next Monday. Thank you all, and see you soon.